Are you aware that your body might be harboring entire bacterial colonies in places you'd never suspect? I'm talking about forgotten areas that you don't even consider during your daily hygiene routine, yet they're silently undermining your health, draining your energy, and potentially shortening your lifespan. Perhaps you've noticed that despite bathing daily and maintaining your appearance, something betrays the passage of time, a lingering odor here, an uncomfortable irritation there, small signals your body sends demanding urgent attention. I'm Dr. Elena Carter, a physician with over 10 years dedicated to health and quality of life for people over 50. What I'm about to share with you today could completely transform your relationship with your own body, and more importantly, could add years of quality to your life. In today's video, I'll reveal 5 critical zones that most older adults neglect without realizing it, including why your belly button harbors over 67 different bacterial species, how the area behind your ears connects directly to your lymphatic system, and the simple 30-second technique that can dramatically boost your energy levels. You'll also discover the common hydration mistake that weakens your immune system, and why certain seemingly minor oversights are accelerating your physical and mental decline in ways you never imagined. After decades studying the human body and its aging process, I've discovered that these 5 critical areas, when neglected, become genuine gateways for infections, circulatory problems, and chronic inflammation that gradually deteriorate your health and dramatically accelerate aging. The most concerning aspect is that doctors often assume their patients already know this information, so they avoid mentioning it during consultations. Meanwhile, these small oversights accumulate silently until they become serious problems that compromise your independence and quality of life. But before revealing these 5 essential zones, I need to ask you something important. If you truly take your well-being seriously and want to maintain your autonomy as long as possible, subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell, because this conversation goes far beyond basic hygiene. It's about regaining control over your body and your future. Let's begin with the first zone and prepare yourself because it's going to surprise you. The belly button? Yes, that small mark in the center of your abdomen that you probably haven't cleaned properly in years. A fascinating study conducted in 2014 revealed something astounding. The average human belly button harbors 67 different types of bacteria, and in some cases, more than 100 distinct species. It's literally a complete microecosystem living in your body, a small world that most people simply ignore throughout their entire lives. Think about it for a moment. The belly button has a unique structure that creates the perfect environment for bacterial proliferation. It's warm, moist, protected from air and light, and there accumulate dead skin cells, soap residue, clothing fibers, and sweat, creating a true feast for bacteria. When these bacterial colonies grow unchecked, they don't just produce unpleasant odors, they release toxins that can enter your bloodstream and trigger an inflammatory response throughout your entire body. In my clinical experience, 7 out of 10 older adults who present with unexplained chronic fatigue have mild but persistent infections in areas like the belly button. This constant inflammation aggravates pre-existing conditions such as diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease, while also draining your vital energy and making you feel tired all the time for no apparent reason. But there's something even deeper here. The belly button was your first connection to life, the place through which you received nutrition before you could even breathe on your own. Ignoring this part of your body is somehow disconnecting yourself from your own life force. The solution is surprisingly simple. Take a cotton swab, moisten it with warm water and a little neutral soap, and gently clean the inside of your belly button with circular movements. You don't need to scrub forcefully. The skin there is delicate. Then, and this is crucial, completely dry the area with another clean swab, because any residual moisture can worsen the problem. If you notice a strong odor, redness, or any type of discharge, don't ignore it. It could be a sign of an infection requiring medical attention. Dedicating just 30 seconds to this area during your daily bath can make an enormous difference in your energy level and overall well-being. Now let me ask you something important to better understand our community. From what city or country are you watching us? Please write it in the comments because I love knowing where health-committed people come from, and this helps me create more relevant content for you and your region. Your participation enormously helps me better understand the specific needs of each location. Let's move on to the second critical zone, one that's literally in everyone's sight except yours, behind the ears. It's curious how such a small area can reveal so much about your general health state. In that small fold where the ear joins the head, a potent mixture accumulates. Sebum, the natural fat your skin produces, dead cells, environmental dust, and bacteria that feed on all of this. What most people don't understand is that this seemingly insignificant zone is directly connected to your lymphatic and circulatory systems. When you allow bacteria to proliferate there, you're not just producing bad odors that others can perceive even though you don't notice them. You're creating a focus of chronic inflammation that can extend to other parts of your body. Recent research has demonstrated a direct connection between chronic inflammation in areas like this and the progression of degenerative diseases, including heart problems, arthritis, and cognitive deterioration. In my practice, I've seen cases of people who suffered from recurring headaches and balance problems that improved significantly just by implementing adequate cleaning behind the ears. The reason is that inflammation in this area can affect nearby nerves and blood vessels, compromising circulation to the brain and inner ear, which is essential for maintaining balance. But there's an even more subtle psychological aspect. When you start neglecting certain parts of your body, you send yourself a dangerous message that they no longer matter, that you're no longer worth the effort. This type of gradual abandonment can extend to other areas of your life without you realizing it. It starts with a small corner behind the ear, and before you know it, you're giving up on taking care of yourself completely. The correct technique is simple, but must be consistent. During your shower, use a soft washcloth or small sponge with neutral soap and clean behind each ear with gentle circular movements. The skin there is thin and sensitive, so you don't need to scrub forcefully. Afterward, and this is fundamental, completely dry the area with a clean towel, paying special attention to that fold where moisture accumulates. If you have long hair, make sure to lift it so the area dries completely in the air. Now let's talk about the third zone, the armpits, which are much more than just a place where sweat accumulates. The armpits are a true filtration station of your body, a neuralgic center where crucial lymph nodes meet that help eliminate toxins from your entire upper body. When you neglect this zone, you're not just allowing bad odors to develop, you're compromising the effectiveness of your complete immune system. The unique environment of the armpits, warm, humid, and rich in apocrine glands that produce a special sweat full of proteins, is paradise for bacteria. These feed on the proteins and in the process release compounds that cause that characteristic odor we all know. But what few people know is that when these bacteria proliferate unchecked, they can cause subclinical infections, that is, mild but persistent infections that overload your lymph nodes. Over time, this overload weakens your immune system, making you more vulnerable to other diseases that normally your body could fight without problems. I've seen patients who suffered from constant colds, chronic fatigue, and even digestive problems that improved notably just by implementing adequate armpit hygiene and simple lymphatic massage. The social and psychological impact shouldn't be underestimated either. When people begin to feel embarrassed about their own body odor, they tend to isolate themselves, avoid social gatherings, stop group exercising, distance themselves from activities they once enjoyed. This isolation isn't just sad, it's dangerous for your health. Multiple studies have linked social isolation with accelerated cognitive deterioration, depression, and significant reduction in life expectancy in older adults. The correct technique for armpits goes beyond just applying soap. Use a gentle antibacterial soap, and while applying it, gently massage from the bottom of the armpit upward toward the lymph nodes. This simple 30-second massage in each armpit stimulates lymphatic drainage, helping your body eliminate toxins more efficiently. After rinsing, completely dry the area and consider using a natural deodorant that doesn't completely clog pores, allowing your body to continue its natural detoxification process. I want to pause here to ask you something that will help me create better content for you. Which of these two challenges is more relevant to you? Write number 1 if your biggest concern is maintaining your physical independence and mobility, or write number 2 if you're more worried about maintaining your mental sharpness and memory. Your response in the comments helps me understand what themes to prioritize in future videos to serve you better. Let's continue with the fourth critical zone, the groin, that meeting point between the upper and lower parts of your body, where important blood vessels, lymph nodes, and nerves essential for your mobility converge. This area is particularly vulnerable in older people because the natural folds of the skin deepen over time, creating perfect spaces for moisture and bacteria accumulation. Neglecting groin hygiene can provoke persistent fungal infections, bacterial proliferation, and chronic inflammation that not only causes constant itching and burning, but can seriously affect your ability to walk comfortably. When there's discomfort in this zone, you unconsciously change your way of walking, which can provoke back pain, hip and knee problems, creating a cascade of mobility issues. The most recent geriatric studies demonstrate that older adults with chronic infections in the inguinal zone end up reducing their physical activity by up to 40%. This reduction in activity accelerates muscle mass loss, decreases bone density, and drastically increases fall risk, which, as you know, is one of the main causes of independence loss in older people. From a more holistic perspective, the inguinal zone also harbors important acupressure points related to vital energy circulation throughout the body. In traditional medicine, it's considered that keeping this area clean and healthy not only improves blood circulation, but also increases energy levels and general vitality. Proper groin care requires special attention due to its sensitivity. Always use a pH-balanced soap to avoid altering the natural balance of beneficial bacteria that live there. When washing, pay special attention to all skin folds, cleaning gently but thoroughly. It's crucial to completely dry the zone after bathing using a clean towel dedicated only to that area if possible. If you're prone to irritation or excessive moisture, a little natural antifungal powder can be your best ally for keeping the zone dry and healthy throughout the day. Finally, we reach the fifth and most important zone, the feet, which are literally the foundations of your independence. Your feet have carried you through your entire life, thousands and thousands of kilometers, supporting your weight, adapting to different terrains, allowing you to explore the world. However, they're frequently the most neglected part of the body, especially as we age, and it becomes more difficult to reach them. Perhaps you've noticed that walking isn't as easy as before, that your steps are less firm, that putting on shoes has become an uncomfortable task. Most people blame age, but in my professional experience, a large part of these problems could be prevented or significantly alleviated with adequate routine foot care. From a medical perspective, foot neglect is extremely dangerous. The accumulation of dead skin, constant moisture between toes, poorly cut nails, which seem like minor details, create the perfect environment for fungi and bacteria to not only proliferate but enter your bloodstream. Once there, they can cause systemic infections that are particularly difficult to treat in older people due to reduced circulation in the extremities. Studies show that older people who neglect foot care have a 3 times greater risk of suffering falls, 5 times greater likelihood of developing non-healing ulcers, and significantly higher probability of losing their mobility and independence. When foot skin begins to crack or form thick calluses, it's not just an aesthetic problem. These changes restrict blood circulation, and when combined with fungal infections that often go unnoticed, they can affect your entire circulatory system. But there's something almost no one talks about that I consider fundamental. Caring for your feet isn't just about preventing problems, it's about maintaining your connection with the world. Well cared for feet maintain active and sensitive nerves, which is essential for maintaining balance, feeling the ground beneath your feet, and walking with confidence. This sensitivity is your first line of defense against trips and falls. I remember a patient, a 73-year-old man who had stopped leaving home because he was embarrassed by the smell of his feet and the discomfort when walking. After implementing a simple but consistent foot care routine, not only did the bad odor disappear, but he recovered something much more valuable: his confidence. He told me with tears in his eyes that he could return to walking to the supermarket, visit his grandchildren, feel part of the world again. The correct technique for foot care requires patience and attention. Use warm water, never hot, because very hot water can dry out the skin and worsen problems. Apply gentle soap and dedicate time to cleaning between each toe, around the nails, on the heels. This contact isn't just cleaning, it's a massage that stimulates circulation and maintains sensitivity. After washing, drying is crucial, especially between toes, where persistent moisture is an open invitation for fungi. A clean, dry towel used exclusively for feet, if possible, should pass between each toe carefully. Apply a light moisturizing cream on heels and soles, but avoid putting it between toes, where excess moisture can cause problems. If you have calluses, a gentle pumice stone used regularly is better than trying to eliminate everything at once. Nails should be cut straight, not too short, to prevent ingrowth. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. These 5 areas we've explored aren't just about superficial hygiene. They're the keys to keeping your body functioning properly, your circulation active, your natural defenses strong, and above all, your confidence intact. When you neglect these zones, you don't just facilitate the appearance of odors and infections. You compromise your entire body's functioning, reduce your energy, your vitality, and that autonomy you value so much. The excess bacteria and inflammation they cause create a vicious cycle of chronic inflammation that accelerates aging and exponentially increases the risk of serious diseases like heart problems, diabetes, arthritis, and even cognitive deterioration and memory loss. But here's the good news. Maintaining adequate hygiene in these 5 often forgotten zones can literally reverse some of these processes, helping your body recover and strengthen naturally. Your path to well-being doesn't have to be complicated, but it does require consistency and conscious attention. These basic principles I've shared with you are fundamental, although many health professionals erroneously assume you already know them. The reality is that in daily practice, these crucial details go unnoticed until they become serious problems. If this information has opened your eyes to a new perspective on your health, I invite you to take the next important step. Give this video a like if it has been useful to you, because this helps the algorithm show this vital information to more people who need it. Share it with someone you love, someone who could benefit from these tips. Sometimes a simple gesture of sharing can be the impulse someone needs to recover their vitality and health. And of course, subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any content. Here we dedicate ourselves to providing information based on scientific evidence, especially designed for people like you who refuse to accept aging as an inevitable decline. Every week, I share practical and accessible strategies to maintain and improve your quality of life. Remember, every small decision you make counts for your future well-being. The knowledge you've acquired today is your most powerful tool for maintaining your independence and quality of life. These 5 areas we've explored are just the beginning of what you can achieve when you commit to caring for your body with the respect and attention it deserves. Your health is your most valuable treasure, and you have much more control over it than you probably believe. Start today. Start with small changes, but do it with intention and consistency. Your future self, the one who will continue walking firmly, living independently, and enjoying life, will deeply thank you for every minute you invest today in your care. Don't wait for problems to appear before acting. Prevention is infinitely more powerful than any treatment. Stay strong, stay healthy, and above all, maintain that determination to live each day of your life fully. See you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring practical and scientifically proven ways to improve your well-being. Until then, take care of yourself, and remember that it's never too late to start treating yourself with the care and respect you deserve.